So, I don't know about you guys, but shit's weird in Texas, right? I get asked all the time, like, what I think of Texas, and I'm from Alaska originally, so we think about Texas often, but people always are asking me, once they figure out that I'm from Alaska and living in Texas, that I just have to be so confused and, like, how could I go from one extreme to the next? And, like, I don't know about you guys, but I was so happy to get asked that question and it not be about my transition, because it's all the time, y'all. I don't know about you guys, but recently the Texas news for trans people has been pretty abysmal. It was something that everybody in New York brought up to us, and to that I responded, what do you mean you don't love Greg Abbott? Greg Abbott that's putting together the Texas Women's Privacy Act, SB 8, if you guys will. It was just passed, by the way, and it is so Greg Abbott for him to think that your privacy is me and you in the bathroom together. I think it makes everybody feel more comfortable when I'm in there, honestly. And I don't know about y'all, but like, I feel like conservative women are just obsessed with me. They can't wait to get me back in there. And and it's like all the time, y'all. Like, they didn't want me in there when I was like 11, still female, but like wearing cargo shorts and a backwards hat. They were like, please, for the love of God, don't come in this restroom. But now here I am, 25, full beard. I'm invited back. Oh, Greg Abbott's awesome. It's been so great coming back to Austin, to seeing him pass that. I recently have decided, though, that I actually don't mind the position, because I don't really want to be in the men's restroom anymore. It is truly a lawless and scary place, y'all. I've been transitioning for about a decade, and let me tell you, there is 3 things that men's restrooms never have. They never have soap, they never have trash cans, and there's never a fucking lock on the door. Okay? Y'all, I'm telling you, I've walked into bars in Texas that had doors leaning on the floor against the wall, if there was a door. I actually, in Texas now, I've come up with this little decision maker, if you will, if I'm going to recommend somewhere to other queer people, and it's the how many locks are on the door challenge. If there's 1 to 2 locks on the restroom door, whether or not they're functioning, I'm like, okay, you know, shit kind of goes down in there, but it's real light. When I go to a restroom and 1, there's the door on the floor, or there's more than 5 locks, you know dudes are going crazy in those restrooms. I'm telling you, I don't know what happens in there, but it has to be some serious shit, because I've never been unable to unlock the restroom door. Men are also real weird in the restroom. They like to be friends. They want to be looking over. Me, myself, and I'm always in a stall. And that may just be because I have things in my pockets. I got business to do, right? So I'm walking into the restroom. I'm trying to hope that they think I'm just a little bit hard, right? I'm real nervous to be in there. I might get arrested. I walk in, I have to be real confident, right? I get in there, again, whether or not there's a lock on the door, questionable if there's a door. I then, of course, will see the toilet seat. Anybody? Toilet seat, 1 bolt, slightly ajar, covered in piss. And like right then and there, you have to decide that you're not going to touch anything and that it's leg day. I don't know if you guys have ever tried to get something out of your pants while not touching anything and squatting, but it looks like one of these numbers, right? And like, again, I'm trying to make as little noise as possible, and I pull out the worst thing to ever enter the men's room. A tampon, ladies and gentlemen. I ask you, what is one thing, period receiving individuals, that you should never do with your tampon? Especially an old one, perhaps? Never put it in the toilet. But where else shall they go in the men's restroom when there is no trash cans? If Greg Abbott were to tell me that his position against trans men in the restroom was that I was fucking up their plumbing, I'd be on board. I could get behind that. I'm probably costing cities millions of dollars nationwide, and that's not their platform. So I'm in the restroom, not only do I have a tampon, but there's layers to tampons, right? This is not only old, trash, now contributing to the men's space. Oh no, whatever shall I do? More trash. All over the men's room it goes. Before, and you guys are a little bit far away, so I hope you didn't hear that crackle, but tampons in a men's restroom are the loudest thing you could possibly imagine. Crinkle, crinkle, coming out of the pocket. Depending on what brand you get too, if you're like me and you get cheapo tampons, those are real fucking loud. I pulled them out of my pockets, and like I said, dudes are weird. They really want to be friends. I kid you not, like 2 years into my transition, hand under the stall, touching my leg? Excuse me? Again, like, I'm a trans guy in a restroom, so like the very first thing that I can think is like, you wouldn't kill a trans guy with a tampon now, would you? But his hand's touching my leg, and all he has to tell me is that he would like some. He would like whatever is crinkling. And this man proceeds to tell me, hands stretched open, little gimme action, that he wants some chips. He wants a bite of whatever I got going on over there. My life literally flashed before my eyes for this man to tell me that he wanted my snacks in the restroom. I, of course, like, I couldn't have even prepared myself to answer that question if you had asked me to prepare an answer. But of course, like, in the moment, I'm like, dude, Cheetos. I got Cheetos right now. Why? What did you say, Cheetos? Now, I'm alone in a room with a hungry man, and I just told him I have snacks that I don't have and I can't share with him. And I tell y'all, he pulled his hand back so fast, and he was like, I'm good, dog. I realized after he walked out of the restroom without washing his hands, that was why. I don't know if you guys have ever had a Cheeto finger situation, but the bathroom is definitely not a place you want to have that situation. So, I tell y'all, I don't want to be in there anymore. It's not created me any friends. My life has been threatened many a times, and I really agree, y'all, that if they were to change their position to that I was fucking up their plumbing, I think a lot more people would be on board. Thank you guys so much. That's my time today. My name's Everett Bragg. Like I said, I'm one of the co-hosts of this